I'll do a
Yeah.
demo.
Hey, oh, yeah, I think I record too fast, but it's better because I know I will later on I will cut this out.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I won't. Yeah. Yeah, you can share and I share second.
yeah, I'll do a demo
Mm.
and then actually you should probably yeah, it's fine. I was gonna say
Mm.
you can do split screen
Mm.
with half of the book on one side and then your VS Code on the other side. So you can read the instructions and then paste them on the other side.
I think one of the thing about LinkedIn Live is like, yeah, let me see how I can do it because I mean this thing is just a very it's our workstation. What's workstation mean?
Oh, did you pull down the latest code? Workstation is just your computer.
Oh, okay, okay. Uh, Give me a sec. I have to do LinkedIn Live right now because right now we only have 5 minutes. And you will go first. By the way, you probably need to promote something, right? The Patreon page. Trying to get another $5. Okay, so give me a sec. Give me a sec. Stream URL. Oh. Okay, I'll try to see what I can do. We will be about on streaming in about. Let me share it again. To push it on top. Okay, so let me do this and make sure. We will be live in 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay, we are about to live for 3 minutes. So at the beginning, do you want to share the Patreon page or me?
You do all that
Okay,
administrative stuff.
okay. So I will do Patreon stuff first, and then I will pass the baton to you, and then you do. Yeah, we only have one person paid though. That is $5, and see if we can let Peter sponsor support us. Now I think Peter is very into the Skillshare, which means great because our work is valuable to Peter. Mhm. Okay, I am about to hit the button and I will share my screen. Okay, I will hit the go live button. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And today um, Homan will share with us how to the continue Babylon.js course Skillshare today. And before we start, I want to share with you our Patreon page. Please support us for us to get more quality content. So we have Patreon page. I will post on the chat. Feel free to support us and get source code and also Zoom link access. Okay, thank you so much. And I will pass the baton to Homan.
Hi. Welcome to day 3 of, I can't share. Wait, just hold on, let me try. Sorry, I need to change my system preferences. I'll be right back. Hmm.
Homan has some technique issues. So pretty much I will do, okay, give me a sec. Yeah, he's back. Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Let me see if I can share my screen now. Sharing, okay. So we're continuing on Zoom. Zoom has like these floating buttons that are always in my way. Let me try to hide something here. Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't know, I have a repository at github.com Homan Chou XR. And in this location, I am simultaneously writing a book. So here are the chapters of the book. The ones that are numbered are more or less done. So I've written chapter 1 through 10, and then ignore these files down here. They're kind of like ideas, and I kind of flesh them out and I copy them, and I am still changing it. So it's still a book in progress, but this book next to this source code repository is what we're working through in the set of skill shares. And let me just give a brief demo here. So here I have my VS Code, and I have my server running. And so I can go to localhost. And I just see this blank page. It says, welcome to the XR space, whatever. And there's a link here for rooms. So we can click on rooms. And here's 2 rooms that I've already created. It has your typical CRUD style, meaning create, read, update, delete. So I can delete things. I'm deleting the rooms. I can create a new room. Here's my new room is room A. We can give it a description. Let's just save it. So here's room A. You can click another room. Here's room B. And then if you visit the room, so if I click into the room A now, we can enter the room, and then it teleported me to a spawn point. So I can move around, and you see a bunch of green boxes that come up here. These are green boxes in room A. We get a random ID for the room ID. So we can edit this, and we can say there's green boxes in here.
Holman, can you share with me the most closer URL so I can share? People probably, I saw the increasing of live viewers, so I know that some people might need direct access. Yeah, and also like just the right repo, that would be great. I've already shared that one, but how about the repo? I was working on the sharing thing, so I didn't see all the other stuff, and you jump to the Zoom, like the rooms. So do you have any like a repository that you are focusing on today so I can just share so people who come late, they can just follow?
So there's only one repository, so this is it. It's just XR. The rooms that I'm sharing,
Yeah.
this is running the server on my local machine. So
Oh,
once you get into the project and you go through the lessons, you'll know what I'm talking about here. I'm just
okay.
giving a pre-demonstration. So this, if you get kind of further along today, then you'll be able to demo that. Bobby just joined. Okay, so here's room A, and I'm demonstrating that I can edit the description. So here's green boxes in room A, right? And then I can jump into room B. What do we see in room B? This one also has green boxes. They're supposed to be randomized. Let me delete room B. The color's supposed to be randomized. Let's create like another, let's do room C. Let's see what's in room C. Give us another color. Let's see. Okay, this is kind of like purple boxes. Okay, so we come back, edit this. And we get purple boxes. So when we create a room, randomly colored boxes according to a certain theme are created, and we can create presence. So if I open up another tab in incognito mode, because we're assigning a user ID based on the cookie. So if you open up another tab, you'll get the same cookie. So it would be the same user joined the room twice, which doesn't make sense. So I'm using incognito to simulate another person, a different person. So if we just come here, go into rooms, let's both jump into room A, let's say. So browser on the left goes into room A, you see green boxes. Browser on the right is going to jump in as well. We see green boxes. Now, if we just move our camera around, maybe we can see each other. We're very small, but let's see. Where are we? Ah, okay. You see that tiny little speck here? That's supposed to be a person. So, okay, so here we're seeing each other. So if I turn my face left and right, you see the box on the right is moving. So if I look up and down, this is moving. And if I do this, the other one is moving. And if I close this tab, you'll see this box disappear. So if I close the tab on the right, it disappears over here. So that's pretty much chapters 1 through 10 around here. And my guinea pig today is going to be Dom, following the instructions. And she's done about chapter 2 and got very overwhelmed the other day.
Thank you so much. Yes, very overwhelmed. So,
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully I can pull myself together after pull everything together. It's not easy. Yeah. Even though I know a little bit coding, but it takes a long time if you are not familiar with command line or any web development, anything. This requires some resilience. Yeah, just need to stick there and just keep showing up. Yeah.
I went through it kind of quickly too. So the book hopefully gives you time to go and research the things on the internet that you don't understand. But we were trying to make some progress in 1 hour's time. I actually added some more stuff. So this, for example, is a VS Code settings. So if you're familiar with VS Code settings, you can copy and paste this into your VS Code settings, and therefore your things like um, automatic formatting your code when you save a file, certain autocomplete. So you can get this from the book later. It's not a necessity. We don't have to do it. The other things I think you did in the last setup, you installed Phoenix.
Hmm.
I don't think you actually did Node and npm, which is maybe not super necessary for what we're going to do today. Let's get you up to the point where you can create the rooms. So
Okay. Mm,
you have right now, also last time you
mm.
demonstrated you could come to localhost and it showed a um, Phoenix default splash page. So you don't actually have this rooms yet. So we're going to make it so that you have this thing,
Mm.
and then we'll see how far we get today. So I'm going to
Okay.
stop my share.
Okay.
And do you know how to pull down the latest code from the repository so you can follow along in the book?
Uh, how to do it?
So,
I don't know.
okay, yeah, let me show you how. So if
Okay.
you go to GitHub,
Mm.
when you uh, so you want to get this code on your machine. Actually, you don't have to get it code on machine. You can read it straight from here. And that would probably be the easiest way. So come to this URL and
Mm.
then click on book.
Mm.
And then I would say you're probably, there's some things you're missing in prepare workstation, but I think it's fine
Oh.
because you already got Phoenix running.
Mm.
So click on chapter 3.
Okay.
And in here, you already did this last time. You
Mm.
did mix Phoenix new,
Mm.
and you also pasted this into a Docker file and you started that. You
Mm.
did mix Phoenix create, which created your database.
Mm.
So you got as far as this thing. You can run localhost 4000. So yeah,
Oh.
I would just have this in a window
Mm.
side by side as you're
Mm.
doing this. And if you have
Okay.
any questions, I'll coach you through it. So that'll be
Okay, great.
you try, and then if you can't understand something, then maybe I didn't do a good job writing the book. So
Oh, I mean, it's not like that. It's more like a lot of people like me, yeah, we are not having a prior knowledge. So,
it's okay. It's okay.
yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's
Okay, so I'll
just
stop my share and
mm,
then
mm,
see if
mm.
you can get this page up.
Okay. Okay. Let me share my screen. Uh, uh, okay. I open my VS Code. What should I do?
Okay, why don't you let's see if your server is still running. Can you grab a browser,
Grab
open up
a
Chrome,
browser
just
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
and go to
Chrome.
localhost 4000.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh,
Okay, so your server is not running.
oh,
Okay, that's fine. So we'll start your server.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, go back to the book. So try to
Book.
open these yeah, side by side. So see where it says then start your server using IEX-X mix Phoenix server.
Hmm.
So run that in,
Run that.
in
How
the
to run
terminal.
that?
So
Oh,
copy,
terminal. Okay.
yeah, so copy that command.
Okay. So copy that command.
Mhm.
Copy this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Command C and
Command.
then
And now go to the window on the right. Do you see where it says terminal on the bottom? Your VS
window
Code.
on the right. Oh, okay.
Your VS
Yes.
Code. All the way on the bottom, you see there's a terminal.
Terminal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, this
Oh,
is your it's a
command
terminal
line.
running inside VS Code. So you can actually paste code there. So
Oh.
paste that code
Mm.
and hit enter.
Oh,
Okay. So it's giving you errors because your database is not running. So go ahead and hit Control C to quit.
Control C to quit.
Yeah. Control and C at the same time. And then you might have
Oh,
to do it twice. One more
this one.
time. Yeah, okay, so that stopped it. So it was saying you failed to connect the database. So if you come back to the README,
Read me.
yeah, come back to the window on the
Oh,
GitHub
okay.
window. Yeah,
This window.
yeah. If you
Read me.
scroll up a little bit,
Scroll up a little bit.
yeah, keep
Okay.
going. Oh, right,
Keep
right there.
going.
Sorry. You're right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Lower where it says Docker compose up dash D.
Ah, give me a sec. Docker comp. Oh, here, here, here.
Yeah,
Yes.
so grab that thing.
Okay.
Okay, so now I know maybe I should make these more obvious on their own lines because you're kind of looking for these commands to run, right?
Mm.
Okay, so paste that in your
Mm.
terminal.
Terminal. Okay.
Right. So the reason Docker is super useful is you didn't have to install Postgres on your Mac.
Mm.
You just using that configuration file, which is like a dozen lines or so, we have a file that describes how to pull down a Docker image that will run this database for you. So this command that you're about to run, this Docker compose up, is going to run Postgres database on your machine. And go ahead and hit enter.
Enter. Oh,
Yeah. Cannot connect to the Docker. Oh, okay. You have to have, okay, so it's another dependency. In order to run Docker, your Mac needs a Docker daemon running. And so remember you installed Docker,
Yes.
Docker desktop. So remember to run that again.
Run Docker. How to run Docker?
So if you've installed it already, yeah, actually, I didn't explain that in the book, but on my Mac, I use command space and then I just search Docker.
Oh, command space, search Docker. Yes.
Desktop. Yeah, it's right there, the first one. And it should be starting now. So once this starts, you can go ahead and minimize it.
Minimize it. Okay. Docker, minimize it. Yes.
Just hit the yellow button or
Yellow button. Oh, where is the yellow?
the Mac. You know how the Mac has red, yellow, and green buttons?
No.
Yeah, every window at the top.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yellow. Oh, yeah. Minimize. Okay.
That's called minimize and maximize, right?
Mm.
Okay, now you can, now Docker desktop is running, so now you can run Docker Compose up
Docker.
in your terminal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So do it again.
Yeah, you can just hit your up button because it's in your history.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, hit the up. Yep, enter. Now it's running, right?
Oh, wow.
Now hit up twice.
Up twice.
One more time.
One more time.
Yeah, to start the server. So this IEX Mix Phoenix server is running your Phoenix server, which depends on the database, which depends on Docker. Okay, so now run the server again.
Run the server again. Okay.
Okay, and now you can go to localhost and check to see if your server is running, because this output here, if you read it, it says your endpoint is running at HTTP localhost port 4000. So now you can go to port 4000 and see if your server is running.
Oh, wow. Why is 4,000?
That's just the default port that it's set for you.
Oh. Oh, wow. Yes.
So a port is kind of like, how should I say it? They use this word port to sort of draw an analogy or saying that it's similar to like the harbor. So when boats come in, they say, okay, park this boat at this
Oh, it's a
port.
parking lot for a boat.
It's sort of. So it's a parking lot for kind of a communication channel. So when we run programs and we want to expose communications, the program is running on a port. So your server is running on port 4000. You could have another server running on port 4001. You could have another instance of this running on port 4002. So they're all independent programs and they won't confuse the traffic between them, because when you send information on the internet, it's saying go to this URL address, go, and then it gets redirected to a port eventually.
How
So
many pros can you
ports,
have?
I think you can have like on a machine, I think it's something like 65,000
Wow.
port numbers. So addressable places that you could go to. But anyway, you don't really have to know what it is. This is the default port for running this program. So we didn't have to specify a port, but if we did specify a port, we could change it. Usually you don't see it when you go to websites because the default port is 80 or the SSH port or whatever, but there's always a port, even if you're when you're using internet programs, when you're using websites, even if it doesn't show up all the time. So anyway, this is the default splash page, and we want to change this, or we want to add that rooms thing. So go back to the book, and I think yeah, the book will tell you what to do next.
Go back to the book. I am investigating the live. It says preview window for live streaming restrict. Can go to give me a sec. Oh, okay. We are live right now. Okay, no problem. Because I didn't see the live on other windows. Okay, we are good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So scroll down. It says, okay, you test that you're up and running. Yep, you can see that. Okay, so it says creating rooms. Okay, so go ahead and follow this guide and see if you can create some rooms.
Okay. Now that our server is running, let's make some additions so that we can host different meetings in meeting rooms. So we want a URL path like this. What does that mean?
Yeah, don't click it. It's just an example.
Oh,
You
oh,
haven't made it yet.
oh, oh. Phoenix gives us a generator for writing some CRUD. What CRUD mean?
It means create, read, update, and delete. It means that it's a common sort of pattern in websites that if you say like rooms,
Hmm,
then it means I'm gonna give you a list of rooms at that page. But if
hmm,
you say rooms slash
hmm,
like 1, 2, 3,
hmm,
then you're arriving at the room 1, 2, 3.
hmm,
And so this pattern is kind of a CRUD. We call it a kind of a CRUD resource.
hmm,
So it's a kind of convention for people to, when you go to the URL, the structure that it has, it follows a certain convention.
hmm,
This is what it means. Because on
hmm,
the database,
hmm,
the database supports 4 operations, right?
hmm.
Creating a record, reading a record, updating and deleting a record. And
Yeah.
it's the URL is mirroring that.
Oh, okay. So it's more like a thing that URL can do: create, read, update, and delete.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Endpoints and database migrate for us. We can use that as a starting point, then remove any code that we don't need. It's a great way to get started because we can see example code patterns that we will be able to study and copy. Okay, I read this. Run generator to create rooms. Open a terminal from your project's root folder and execute this mixed text to generate context called rooms, a module called room for the schema, and a database migrate to create a table called rooms. The room by default will have a binary ID thanks to the option we use to create the Phoenix project that will have just a name and a description follow. Okay, so paste this
Yep,
to the terminal.
that's right.
Okay, so
Oh, wait.
mm,
Um, you want to paste it into Bash, but right now your terminal is actually running your server
mm,
and it's giving you an IEX,
yeah.
meaning you're at the Elixir prompt. So you're going to want to stop your server first. So
Mm.
hit Control C twice.
Control C twice. What does that Control C mean?
So the Control C usually means like quit for
Quit.
a
Oh,
program,
quit.
right?
Okay.
So
Control.
it's just a sequence that program is listening for, and it's actually brings up a menu, and then you have to hit Control C again to quit out of that menu.
Mm,
But the command, when it starts with mix, it's actually intended for the the like bash shell or Z shell. So right now your terminal is running, I think, Z shell.
Z shell. Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So it didn't work the first time because you were pasting the mix command
mm,
inside the IEX terminal. So when you run IEX-X mix Phoenix, you're running the server, but you're also running an IEX terminal. So in there you can run Elixir commands, but you want to quit out of there so you can run like Linux commands. So
mm,
this is where you want to paste it. So
mm. So here I wanna paste this one, right? So
correct.
paste this one onto this one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, green line. And then
Okay. So if you read that output, it created a bunch of files for you. So
yeah,
it has some instructions here. So go ahead and follow those instructions.
okay. So
Actually, follow the book. Yeah, follow the.
follow the book. Okay. Add room roots. Go ahead and follow the instructions and paste the new lines to your router.exe. It should look something like this. Uh, okay, so I copied this,
So
right?
don't copy the
Oh,
whole thing because
oh,
I needed you only need to add one line there, but
oh.
here's some context before and after it. So if you go back to your VS Code window, see, it says add that one line to libxr web router. Grab that one line.
This one.
And paste it in that file.
Okay. That's it. That's it?
Okay.
No.
No. Paste it in that file.
Which file?
Okay, so read that instruction again. Add the resource to your browser scope in. No, go back to VS Code.
VS Code, okay.
Right. The instruction there, right above the line that you copied. Yeah, right above that line.
Right above, add the resource to your browser scope in LIBXR. Is this LIBXR?
Yep.
This one?
Yeah.
And then
Router.
router.
Sorry. LIB
This one?
web router. Yep, that one.
And then
paste it into the it said the browser scope. Okay, so try to find.
browser scope. Okay.
So look for scope.
Scope.
Scroll up.
Here. There is a scope and there is a browser. Is
Yeah,
that
but
count?
that's scope dev. You
One.
want this one here.
Oh, which one?
Paste it on line 19 or after line 20, actually.
After line 20. This one? Oh. And then
Save it.
save it. Okay. Your name?
Then actually open up the migration. So the next command says to the next command says yeah, you can follow along in the book here.
Okay. Scope, this one, do this, get page controller home, right?
So those were things that were already in the router.
Oh.
So you already did that part.
And then go here if you will see table used to the usual CRUD routers for rooms. The path room will show a list of room we can manage. The path room ID will be used to jump into particular room.
So you missed the command there. It says if you type mix Phoenix routes, then you'll see that. So go ahead and try that.
If you type, if you type this, you will see. Oh, so I didn't do this. Mix, okay. So I do this.
Right. So I'm attempting to show you that because you pasted that thing into your router, you now have these new routes. And so maybe I should explain what the router is. If you want to give me the share.
Yeah, please.
Sure. Oh, okay. Share my screen. And whiteboard. Okay. So we have a server over here. And your browser is the client. And when you make a request to the server, it's actually just sending some text. And the text is formatted in a particular way that says, I want to get this page. Rooms, or it could be rooms with an ID, something like that. So the program over here is running in a particular way. The way that it's structured is the part of the code that receives this part is called the router. In Phoenix, it's router.ex. The ex extension is Elixir. So the router file contains a whole bunch of patterns in there. So if I demonstrate over here and I search router, So you can do Control P in VS Code and just search the file, and it will bring up the router. So all of these things that you see in here, especially this part here, is saying if I see a pattern that starts with /x, this /x, I'm going to delegate it to a controller. So this is a page controller. So when you just have slash in it and nothing else, this is the home page. But now we added this one, and this one says if you just say /rooms, I'm going to have a room controller manage it. So the way that this goes is the router delegates control to a controller. And so you have different kind of controllers. Like this could be a room controller. Later, if we have like settings pages, we could have like the URL have some settings, right? And then that would go, it would say like match this pattern, match settings, and go to a settings controller. So when you ran that generator, it created a bunch of files for you. One of them is the room controller file. And then the controller contains a bunch of cruddy methods. Remember the CRUD methods? So in here, you actually have something like the index, which is the piece of code that manages this kind of path. You have the show, which is the piece of code that manages this kind of stuff. You have other ones like the delete, the create, the update, etc. So just by running that generator, it created all this code for you. So if we come over here under controllers, you now have a room controller. Get bigger. So here's the index, here's new, and just by convention, that's why it's called kind of a convention, the cruddy sort of thing, the CRUD method, is that it automatically created these things for you. And in the router, it's really just one line here, and it's called resources. So they're considered cruddy resources. You just have to say resources, the sort of index path, and then the controller, and then it hooks up all of these things for you. So now just go to your, I'll give up the share and continue with the book, and you need to run your migrations. So your migrations, actually, let me resume the share. One more thing. Your migration.
Okay.
So one of the files that it created for you
Mm.
is a migration. So under priv
Brief.
or private, I guess, under here, under repository, which is database related stuff, it created a folder called migrations.
Migration.
And you ran one generator, so you have one of them here.
Mm.
So your migration
Mm.
looked like, let me pull up the book. I think it's mix, Phoenix, Gen. This is the migration you ran. It said, generate me the HTML view for a room.
Mm.
The table name is rooms, and it has two important columns, the name, which is a string, and a description, which is a string. This is the only line of code that you ran. And it generated for you a migration. This migration says, when you run this migration, I will make a change to your database. I will add a new table called rooms with an ID. So all tables by convention will have an ID, and then a name, which is a string, and a description, which is a string. So, and then it'll also include some timestamps, which is an inserted at and an updated at timestamp. So share your screen. Let me take a look at your migration, and let me see if it has.
Okay.
And actually, we could probably just run it. Let's just see what run it and keep it simple.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Share your screen and run your migration.
Okay. So this one, right? Run. This one.
Mhm.
And I
Back to the
did
book, and it
back
gives you
to
a command that you should run, which is mix ecto Might be.
Where's
Right there,
that?
right there, right there.
Right there, mix. Oh, right there. Where?
Right there. Where your mouse?
The,
Lower,
oh, lower here.
lower, lower, lower.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So mix something. Rename. Run it. So run here, right? Run.
Yeah, you need to remove the, you didn't paste it cleanly. See, you pasted mix Phoenix routes, mix ectomicron.
Oh.
Just paste it
So,
again. Just paste it again.
oh,
You had
like
something,
this,
you had something there before.
like this.
No, no, no.
Paste. Oh, paste again. Okay.
No, you just had something on the line there before.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
so how about?
make your screen bigger because
Oh.
it's too tiny.
Okay.
Like hit command and then plus.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
This.
You see what you pasted
Hmm.
before?
Eh? Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? So
Hmm.
you gotta pay attention to what you're pasting. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Mix
Okay.
Exto is great. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh.
Okay. Okay. Now run your server.
Hmm. Server. Server, how to run it?
So
This one?
you can go back to your terminal and hit your up button if you forget what to type.
Oh. Oh, up button.
Up,
This one?
up, 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 up. That one. So
Oh,
remember that
okay.
one. Okay, so now your server is running.
Hmm.
Okay, go test it.
Yes. Oh. So the 400 thing, just refresh. Right?
Yeah, but remove that some room ID.
Oh, here.
Or you could go slash rooms.
Oh, okay.
Right?
This one?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. New room. Test one. Description just for testing. Okay, save room. Okay, edit room, right? Save room, right? Couldn't do anything.
Well, you didn't change it.
This one, right? Didn't change it.
Well, you clicked edit, but you didn't change the room.
I click edit, but I didn't change it. Save it, right? Right?
Well, you clicked into edit, click edit.
Oh, edit, yes.
So the purpose of this is for you to change something.
Oh, so I need to say get started.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
Like you're editing the room, right? What do you want to change about the room? You can change the description
oh, yeah.
or change the name and then save the room.
Oh, save. Okay.
Like, why would
How
you?
can I put a 3D object in?
We haven't gotten there yet. This
Okay,
this is
okay.
this is we're gonna need another table for that.
Oh, table.
If we want to save it.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So yeah, create another room.
Create another room. Yeah, here. Right? New room. Oh, what room do you want?
Put anything.
Oh, DOMS test. More testing. Okay, 2. Okay, 1, 2. Hmm.
Okay. So this is what the generator gives you. It
Hmm.
gives you a whole bunch of um like generated code for
Oh.
free.
Hmm.
It built this UI for you, which I
Hmm.
think is pretty typical for adding and removing and editing and deleting, right?
Hmm.
So you could try the delete button. It will delete a room.
Oh, delete button, delete
Yeah.
a room.
Mhm.
Second
This is
one.
yeah,
Okay.
this is your
Hmm.
first time seeing it, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So you've never, I guess, sort of played with this sort of cruddy style, but
No.
this
Hmm.
is pretty typical crud style. So I'm just having you
Hmm.
play with it to sort of get used to it.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, if you if you click the row, it actually changes the URL, right? So if you click like in the middle, yeah, click
Click
that.
in the middle.
Look at the URL.
Oh,
You see, look up top at the address bar on the URL.
oh yeah,
So
it's
it
random.
automatically created this really long UUID. This is called a
UUID.
universally unique identifier.
I think if you wanna do UUID, I use it for mobile device development for Unity. There's UUID for each phone as well, something like that.
Well,
UDID something.
it's just a very common thing when people don't want collisions. Like I want to have some identifier and I want to make sure nobody else has that identifier.
Hmm.
The UUID, it's such a large combination space that it's highly unlikely that somebody else will have the same UUID as you.
Hmm.
I mean, it can happen if it depends like how often you're generating these numbers, but within our context, this is way more randomness and variability than we'll ever need. And I actually think it's like too long. So in my book, I actually turned off the auto generation of this UUID and I preferred like a very short random ID. So mine is only 5 characters long, but in the interest of time, we can actually do that. So if you go back into the book, we can delete your table and make the
Oh, delete
changes
my.
and
Okay.
and 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 sure, let's do that.
Okay.
We
Okay.
have just 20 minutes and I think that's enough time to do that. So go back
Okay.
to the book,
Go back to the
make the
book.
changes that I suggested.
Okay. You create random ID generates this one.
So it's actually a couple of changes. You scroll up a little bit. If you look
Scroll
at
up.
that,
Mhm.
yeah, so
Let's
if you,
change.
yeah,
Okay. Let's change binary ID on the ID to string so that we can use a shorter random string rather than a long UUID. Let's also change add more false to name, more false or no false or so the database ensures name is always populate on a room, and we can set a default for description to empty string since it isn't required. Okay, so I will add those 2 lines to where
so
binary.
you're adding it to the migration file that you
Okay,
see
migration
above there.
file. Okay.
So yep, that file right there. You have it open in
No,
your,
this one.
yeah,
Oh wow. Okay. So I add more
yeah,
something.
just paste it and then remove the top 2 lines, the 7 and
Oh,
8.
okay.
Those are duplicated. Do you see the difference? All I did was I added more constraints. So with not those 2 lines, delete 7 and 8.
Ah. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. And then also change line 6 binary ID, change that to string. Line 6.
Mm.
Yeah, change that to string.
Binary ID change to string.
Mhm.
Mm.
Right. Because a binary ID has to be the same length as a UUID, which I think is 128 bits or something like that. So we're going to go for a string, which can actually be shorter.
Mm.
In the book,
Save.
I
Mm.
say, yeah, save it. And in the book, there's some other changes. Yes. So if you go down, open
Go
the schema
down.
file.
Open. Open up schema file at room.ex. LIB. Yes. XR rooms. XR rooms. Room EX. Room EX and name
So
and modify to look
I
like
would
this.
learn to use the search. So do Command P
Oh,
and then
Command P.
lib
Oh,
XR rooms room.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Have
Okay.
these side by side so you don't have to keep blocking it.
Yeah, right. Okay. So what I can do is you want me to do something like this.
Open the file. Yeah.
Open this file.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
you have it open. Good.
Hmm.
Wait a minute. Is this it? No, this is rooms.
Eh?
So you want rooms room.
Room. Oh,
So do Command P.
oh.
Do command
This
command.
is room's room. This one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. But I'm saying learn how to use Command P, learn how to search.
Okay, okay.
Because
Command
you can
P.
get to the file much faster.
Okay, okay.
So when you get there, you actually don't have to type the whole thing out. You can actually just type the letters in sequence. Like even if you just type the first letter,
Mm. Oh,
it, like it's very good at matching. So you could say the
mm,
first letter of this file followed by this, and actually it'll end up in the results, and you can pick it from there.
mm,
Okay.
mm,
So yeah, make these changes.
mm. Um, XR room, do use echo schema, import echo
Actually, you could
thing.
copy this. You could copy this.
Oh,
This one is complete, so you could copy that,
copy this and
paste it
then
over the whole
paste.
thing. Right.
Cool. Save it.
Right.
Mm,
What else do I say? Okay, we changed the primary ID. We ran the migrations. Okay, you need a
mm.
random ID generator. So scroll down.
Okay. Random ID generator.
Yeah,
So
copy that code and
what
make it.
does this mean?
Oh, okay, okay. So this is a function that takes a. Here, I'll share my screen.
Oh, okay. Mm,
Share my screen. All right. So, okay. So suppose I wanted to find that random thing. Here's what I do. I do Command P. I
mm,
go random. Okay. So this only finds files. So it's in utils. So I just type util,
mm,
utils ex comes up. This is a new file that I want you to create. And in this file, I'm putting some utility functions. This, this thing will create a random number generator. And I will demonstrate it here. So here I have, like you, my server running. I'm going to
mm,
clear. So I can run IEX commands here. Here, notice it says IEX,
mm.
right?
Yeah.
So I can say the name of this module XR utils. And I can just do tab complete. And then the name of the function, which is random string. So if I say in the default, this means default is 5. If
Mm.
I say random string 1, it'll pick one random character out of this list. So
Mm.
it can pick 0 through 9,
Oh,
capitals A through Z, or lowercase a through Z. So these are the options that it has. And it says, pick from this list
mm,
and put it into an empty string and do it this number of times. So if I said do it one time, it'll do it
mm,
one time. If I say do it 2 times, we get 2 random strings, right? If I
mm.
say do it 20 times, it'll pick 20 times. I can say do it 200 times, it'll do it 200 times. So it's a way of creating some random ID, and the default is 5. So if I don't specify anything, it'll always give me a length of 5 random characters. So that's what this function does. So go ahead and paste that into a new file, and I created this new file under libxr utils.ex.
Okay. Oh, wow. Uh, okay, let's do it. Okay, so let's go back and see. Okay, so utils, right? Utils. Oh, here, already found it. In name,
Wait,
ooh,
wait.
okay,
No,
this one.
you need to create the file, but I think you're actually modifying one of the like
Huh.
dependency files. So close this. This is
Oh,
not.
not the one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to
okay.
create your own file.
Oh,
Hit the. Oh, okay, so hit the plus button, but don't
hit
put it
the.
there. Okay,
Oh.
so wherever you're highlighting now, you're gonna add a folder in that place, but don't put it in there because that's under the rooms folder.
Uh.
So highlight the
Link.
highlight the XR folder.
Oh, XR. Okay, XR folder,
Yeah,
and
hit the
then
plus button on that file.
this one.
Yes,
Okay,
and put utils with an S.
Teals.
All lowercase, all lowercase.
Oh,
The convention on Elixir files are always lowercase dot
oh,
ex. Enter.
okay.
Okay. Now you can paste. Now you can
This
paste.
thing. Okay.
All right, save it.
Oh, save it. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and test it the way I did. So in that terminal,
In
are
the
you running,
terminal,
are you running the server?
running the server.
Yeah,
Uh,
pull
Give me
it
a
up.
sec. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Huh.
So type the module XR utils like I did.
Oh, okay. So XR.
Wait, click. You need
Oh,
to highlight. Yeah, there you go.
XR.
No, you gotta follow the case. So
Oh,
capital X, lowercase r. Look at your code.
oh,
Look at
this
your
one?
code. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
mm,
Put another type random string after it.
uh, after a random string. Maybe.
Okay, you hit enter too early. So the name of the module
Hmm,
sort of like it's just a namespace. So hit xr utils dot random string.
oh, random. And what should I do? The random string.
We'll finish typing.
Random. Um,
Okay,
ran-
just raise your eyeballs and look at the code, right? Random underscore string is the
oh, okay.
function. You just
Mm,
need to finish typing it. Yeah.
mm,
Uh, I just realized this isn't going to work. Go ahead and press enter. It won't work right now.
mm,
We need to recompile our program. So because we just added this file here, you
mm.
either need to stop your server and restart your server again, or you could just type the word recompile.
Recompile.
Yeah, enter. Okay, so now it probably loaded utility. So hit your up button
Up button. Okay.
twice,
Recompile.
one more time, enter. Okay, now try it
Mm.
again.
Try again.
Mhm.
Again, what?
Get a new random string. Just play with it. You need to,
R.
no,
Mm.
no, 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 no. What are you doing?
Oh,
Just
I'm
create a new random string.
create a new random string. Oh,
Do
how
it
to
again. Just do it again.
do what again?
Hit
This
your
one?
up. Yeah, run that command again.
Oh,
I, you're creating random strings, right? So I'm saying create another random string. Just run that command again. There you go.
hmm.
Right. So now we need,
Can I play something by random underscore string? This or you need a lot of code to support? Is this like a Unity API that you can use random underscore string? It's kind of interesting.
well, this is a function that you wrote in Elixir. It doesn't have anything to do with Unity.
Oh,
We're not in Unity. We're in a totally other,
other universe.
yeah, other universe.
I see.
Okay. So I'm just demonstrating that the code you just pasted is capable of creating random numbers,
Mhm.
but you also defined a new module and you recompiled your code to pick up that new module and you were able to test it immediately
Mm,
in this interactive shell.
mm,
Okay, so now we need to use this random number in
mm,
the room every time we create the room.
mm.
So go ahead and read the rest of that book.
Okay. Um, this function will randomly sample from a list of characters ranging between 0 to 9, A to Z, and A to Z. Altogether, that is 62 symbols. If the function makes a random string for a length of 5 symbols, that's 62 multiply 5 possible. Or no, square or something that is on top of 5. Well,
That's
how did it go?
62 to the fifth power. That's 62
Oh,
times
it's power.
62 times 62 times 62 times 62, which is like 800 or 900 million.
Yeah.
So even with only 5 characters, like the
Hmm.
chance of two random numbers being the same exact random number is almost 1 in a billion.
Yeah, that is very cool. Yeah, and if the function makes a random string for a length, oh yeah, right. Combines or nearly a 1 in a billion chances of collision. That should be plenty random enough for our use case. Let's see if later on because there are how many billion people in the world. So what if it's exceeding to 1 billion users?
Well, you could use UUID, I mean, but they're not all going to be sharing the same content in the same room, right? When
Hmm,
people log in, you usually like spread them up apart. Even
hmm,
if there's like more than uh 10 people in
hmm,
a like a VR room,
hmm.
I find that it's like too many to keep track of people, right? So
Yeah.
you have various techniques. So these IDs could be used for like the things in the room, and unless it's a entirely global space, like the entire universe, and people share that same space, just split
Hmm,
them apart. And so every shard,
hmm,
every division will
hmm,
just have enough randomness to have their own IDs in there. So
hmm,
it's a problem that I don't think we need to solve. In fact, the way I'm writing this right now is kind of a monolith style. It's like one developer pushing code out, not having a bunch of systems that are microservices or built for scaling right away. Just built something small because you want to have a virtual reality you can play with a couple friends, or you know, like a Doom game or an escape room or something. And you don't need like massive scalability for that. Like a single server will be able to host you.
hmm.
All right, so let's finish this up. Go ahead and modify that libxr rooms there. So you need to add that xr utils random string to that function
Hmm,
so that any new room that you create will
hmm,
get this shorter random UID. And then we
hmm.
need to recreate our database. So you have like 2 things to do, and then we can test it again.
Okay, so open up this and modify create room function and set a random ID. Okay, so open up this rooms thing. Give me a sec. XR rooms. Okay, rooms. Okay, this one, right?
So that's a
Uh,
full here. So go ahead and try Control P and try to search it. Right. Okay. That was the one. Right.
yeah. Um, yeah, rooms, because rooms, it seems like there are a lot of things. Oh, rooms is here.
There
Okay,
you go.
anyway.
Yep. Yep.
And then modify this DEF. It's probably a function stuff.
Yeah.
Create room.
That's it.
I think I just see it. It's here, right?
Right.
And then I need to copy and paste this thing to meet this thing.
Yeah. Yep. Save it.
Save it. Okay. And then
Okay. Go
hmm,
back
go back to book.
to the book. Go back to the book.
Huh. And then if you run your server and visit this one, you should see a CRUD UI where you can add some rooms. Go ahead
Um,
and play.
we
Oh,
need to actually drop our database because we created our database with a UUID. In the book,
mm,
I didn't do that because I made all these changes before running the migration, but
mm,
you actually ran yours first. But that's
mm,
okay. Go
mm.
to your terminal
Oh, terminal. Give me a sec.
and then exit back into your bash shell. So Control C twice
Oh, Control C twice. Control C, Control C. Okay.
and run mix ecto reset. Mix
Mix
space, mix space ecto dot
ecto. How to spell ecto?
ecto
CTO
dot reset.
dot reset.
All right, enter. So that will drop your database and rerun your migration. So now your migration is like using a string. So start your server. Do you remember how to start your server?
Start my server.
Mhm.
Uh, um,
Hit your up button
oh, I see. I kind of
Yes.
It's
No.
server here.
Yes. Yes. No.
Here.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, this is not easy.
Okay.
Okay,
Go play with it. Go back to
how to play?
your browser.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what's this?
Well, you're loading a room that doesn't exist because you're
Oh,
saying I want to go to rooms 95DB088 blah blah blah, but it's
oh,
telling me
okay.
there's no such room.
Okay.
So yeah,
Eh,
refresh here, create a new
yeah.
room.
Okay. Dumb just for tasting.
Yeah.
Okay. New room created.
But
And
look
name.
at the ID. It's just really short. It's
Oh, yes, it's better.
okay. So that's the change that we made. We forced it to use that instead of the UUID.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Easy to remember. And later on, maybe share the link inside VR space and it's easier to type.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
probably wouldn't want people to type. You just like have something they could shoot at and then they would teleport in there. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so I
Hmm.
think this concludes this Skillshare, and we were able to,
Create this line.
well, you created a database. You
Oh.
covered a lot of stuff, right? You added a route to go
Mm,
to the rooms,
mm,
and you added not just the ability to create this line, but to add entirely new meeting rooms with different
mm.
IDs. So
Oh.
you could share them, right?
Mm,
And then we're going to use these meeting rooms as an
mm.
anchor for our virtual reality place so that we can have
Oh.
not just one meeting room, but you can have multiple meeting rooms in there, right? So that's a good start.
Yeah, and as for the kind of like the VR, is that WebXR, right? WebXR.
Um, it is using WebXR because Babylon.js is using
Mm,
WebXR.
mm,
WebVR, the name WebVR is actually uh, uh, like an older technology.
mm,
So it's we should say it's not WebVR, it is
mm.
WebXR. But
WebXR.
the experience that we're making within WebXR
Mm.
is immersive VR. So we're not doing like AR or MR.
Oh,
Yeah.
so WebXR is an umbrella under what like what VR is under WebXR. How about, do you know that Apple is forcing everybody's app upload to Apple and become spatial computing? Do you think that there's a chance for WebXR becomes web spatial computing, whatever R?
Uh, I really don't know. The browser, as
Mm,
long as they support the standards,
mm,
then if there's a browser inside the Apple Vision Pro,
mm,
then it should just work.
mm,
But there's a lot of new technologies that I don't
mm,
think are mapped anywhere because there's
mm,
like eye sensors that are looking what your eyes are doing, and then
mm,
this kind of sensors. So, but if
mm,
if people write the integrations, then
mm.
we should be able to take advantage of that.
I have A-frame courses and I saw people do AR using some other people's writing on GitHub. So all you need to do is copy the JavaScript and pass on the header, and you can do AR stuff, and also you can do full body immersive stuff using A-frame. I don't know about Babylon.js because JS sounds like a you've already very powerful for interaction. So there might be something. Yeah, I don't really know about Babylon.js, but I know A-frame you can do AR and full body immersive. And it also has some interesting integration. I thought A-frame is dead, but actually some people are trying to maintain it. So it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Any other questions? I saw we got a lot of people leaving message and we have a lot of people follow us and walk through. Anybody I know Peter is our enthusiastic. If Peter is still here, and also Shy, and if you are here, you can feel free to ask questions, or Melissa, if you follow us.
What
Okay,
what were the questions? Bobby, any questions?
yeah.
Bobby is shy.
Okay.
Were there any
Okay.
questions? Were there any questions in LinkedIn that you want to read?
Yeah. I mean, everybody just say greetings, hello. Let's mark a territory here, and anybody really follow through or any questions, support us on Patreon, and you can get source code. And also, yeah, if you support us the highest level, you can get into the Zoom link, and you will get access to ask questions just directly to the instructor. So that is kind of something that we provide. Okay, cool. So far, I haven't seen anything right now. And if you still have questions, feel free to, let's see. Oh, Peter, you are still here. Peter said, thanks for another great skills share. Wow, Peter, you are amazing. You follow through. You get through at the last minute. And when I ask you response, so it means that you are fully immersed in the teaching. Okay, cool. I think today's course is very detailed, and also the book is kind of like really helpful, like a step-by-step. If you, I post the entire GitHub link, Homan's link, GitHub link,
Bobby has
the
his
chat.
hand raised.
Oh, Bobby.
Were
Okay.
you just saying hi, or were you wanting to ask a question? Why did you choose Elixir for this project? I went over that in the first video, or maybe the second video. I think Elixir's message passing makes it very suitable as a backend platform for um, for making rooms and maybe like spaceships, because they are self-contained processes with their own state, and then it has built-in message passing. And I haven't seen, maybe except Go, another language that has these properties that I liked. And also Mozilla Hubs uses Elixir, and I think there's a flight simulator game that also uses Elixir. So that's kind of why I chose Elixir, because I think it has the way that I'm architecting my games is doing the back end message passing first, and then I'll come around and do the front end graphics, which is just listening to a stream of events and then saying, oh, person moved over here, so I'll just update it here. So that's sort of my philosophy in choosing that architecture.
Cool. Anyone? I saw Peter said that I really like the nano ID guide generator. So yeah, I mean, Peter definitely follows through everything. Amazing. So yeah, so yeah, so today, yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. Yeah, thank you so much for everybody for LinkedIn live audience. Thank you so much for walkthrough and learning everything from um, today's lesson. And also thanks for Homan to bring us like this amazing and useful skill share step by step. And also Saturday morning, 9 to 10. See anybody, if you guys can wake up that early, feel free to join my Saturday session in the morning, and I will be teaching Unity, something I still need to learn from it. I usually learn during the week, and I will teach you right away on Saturday. So something well related to mixed reality and AI. That's something that I want to explore. So stay tuned, and thank you so much, and see you next next round, which is Saturday and later on Thursday. Yeah. So, okay, bye.